I recorded this song and then brought in a chamber orchestra to add a little something. Wait a minute, that's not right. I did not. No, that's another tune, but it was a slide thing when I had a slide. Close enough. And it was not only a chamber orchestra, but the St. Paul Chamber Orchestra, who are really something. They're really something. And the arrangement for the tune, it was called Range, was written by Jack Nitzsche, who was, if you wanted to ruin his whole day, just remind him of a huge hit he had called The Lonely Surfer. God, he just regretted that. I was over at his house one day, and this was back when everybody was a mess all the time, and we thought it was a good time. We're sitting there with this little Farfisa piano. That's a piano about as big as a large pencil, and it has this horrible sound, just like the fizz on an Alka-Seltzer or something. And it was this honky kind of. It's hard to describe the awfulness of a Farfisa. And he sat down, and this was sort of a mushroom evening, and he sat down with Farfisa, and he said, "I got this song." Jack was not known as a singer, and after he sang the song, I knew why. But it was a voice that I wish I could hear today, because it was horrible, which was made it exactly right. It was just perfectly. And he'd written this tune, which, later there was another tune written around the same woman that was a big hit for some hack act out of Nashville. So we never heard Jack's again. I heard it once in his living room behind the mushrooms, and it was, he cranks up, and the Farfisa has a speaker in it about the size of a 2-cent stamp, and he cranked it up. And, it sounds broken. I mean, that's a fundament of the sound of a Farfisa. And, it's like if a swizzle stick could sing, it would sound like this. And he starts playing, and he's in this little voice, this feeble, cracked, bouncy. I mean, it couldn't find pitch. It would find it, but it wouldn't know that it had found it. Shattering it along. It's like a mouse, that had been locked into a Course Eaton bottle and left in the basement for 5 years, singing this song. And I shouldn't imitate an imprisoned mouse. I go too far. And the song was about a woman in New Orleans that's well known. I mean, she was a historical figure named Marie Laveau. And the song that he wrote, it was very much unlike the big hit that somebody else had milking Marie Laveau. Jack's was unearthly, just beautiful. I just couldn't believe it. Partly for that reason, I brought him in the studio with the St. Paul Orchestra. He wrote some arrangements for the first record I did for Christmas. We're in the studio to put one of these arrangements on this tune called Range. We put up the track. I'm not playing it live. It's already been recorded. The orchestra kicks in, and the conductor, his name Herb Pilhofer, brilliant jazz pianist and arranger, composer himself, turned around and looked at Jack, who's sitting out in the studio. Well, you can't hear a thing, by the way, you can't. He said, Jack, there's no guitar part on this sheet, on this score here. I have no way to know where the orchestra plays. I don't know, where's the guitar? Well, how do I do this? And Jack stood up, walked over to him, and said, I can't tell you exactly what he said. I mean, I have my standards. He said, you gotta feel it, no, I'll tell you, you fucking Nazi. Farfisa, you know, over there.